Ready when you are.
Yep. Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the company Sparko, which is the first in traffic solutions. And I am Navasan. He is Felix, Amir, Philip, and Gloria. Next. Outline. I'm going to explain about the Sparko, and Gloria are going to explain about the new challenges, driverless car, and I'm going to explain about the innovation culture, and Philip going to explain about the source of innovation, and Felix going to explain about the innovation strategy, and again Gloria going to explain about the Sparko innovation and network. Next, please. Sparko. Sparko is the most leading company in the traffic solutions. It's won the Burgerland Innovation Award in November 5, 2014 for the best traffic solutions. As a leading producer of the traffic lights and variable message signs, Sparko has extensive experience in LED technology and optical systems, purchase traffic management system, that is BTMS, a telecom system that manage the traffic and urban transport, which is developed by the Sparko, the other name of Mizar Automation, the company. In April 2008, Sparko Future launched Futuro, the first ever LED traffic signal in eco design. And innovation and new product are essential to maintain the Sparko leading position in the road safety industry. And Sparko invests a significant and a portion of the turnover in our R&D. I'd like to invite Gloria for explain the next slide. Thank you.
Now, we want to talk about the new challenge. What is Sparko's biggest challenge? Driverless car. How can they tackle or overcome this new challenge? One, Sparko needs to work with the government who make the law and regulation. At present, Sparko work in a closed and investigative environment, but it has to be more open with the innovation rather than in a closed innovation network. Sparko also needs to work with organizations like Google and other major players in the industry in order to overcome this driverless car challenge. I will allow my friends to come and do the next slide.
So hello everyone again. Really happy my voice is better this time. And in terms of Sparko, it's quite important to know the culture of the company, because Sparko is a leader in their own industry, and they are going to be a leader as well, and my colleague is going to introduce that. So the only thing that I need to mention is the culture of the company. Why? Because it's quite important to relate these things to the networking of the company, and even in the searching of the resource, searching of the innovation, and even the source of innovation. So we say vision there. I like this picture. Do you know what? Because this really is easily can explain the Sparko overall. The vision of them is they want to be the first choice in the safety of the road and the intelligent traffic management worldwide. So that's clearly show if even now there is cars and traffic lights and stuff, so they want to be, the road's going to be safe. Even if it's going to be any problem later in terms of driverless car, there's still going to be the same vision. Leadership. The CEO of the company, Mr. Manfred Swarovski, which is an Australian entrepreneur, and he has built this company 45 years ago, and built and made the company one of the leading company in terms of road safety and industrial of the road and traffic lights. So that shows that they have really good leadership, and even his team in terms of the risk management, in terms of the high technology officers, they are really top players. And for example, one of the key leaders of the company is Mr. John Shepherd, who is R&D chef and chef executive and technology officer. He has been worked with Siemens, he has been worked with other traffic lights company, but they hired them and he's working really brilliantly for the company. So these two again goes to the management. If we go, this goes to the management. In the management of the company, again they working worldwide. They have all the customers around the world. They working with Russia, China, they're working with the United States, all this. So all of these continents, they have people who are really top players of the company. So this key individual again goes to the process and structure. Process and structure of the companies. If we want to put it on a Misford table, the structure table of the company, they use the divisionalized form of the structure, and it means they have different. They have the main goal for all the structure, all the company have this really strong structure. But when it goes to some particular point, they can divide it. They can give the responsibility to small companies around the world. Like as my friend said, like Mizar, they give some opportunities, some responsibilities to them. Or Wicas in Romania. So by dividing some responsibilities and putting all these jobs and works to other people or other companies, they can manage that really brilliantly. So these things, when we come, or even here, it could be the source, and like later when my colleagues are going to talk, they're going to talk about the process and the strategy. So one of the main things is going to be this way, like skills and learning and attitude and the behaviors. Why I'm talking about this? Because this part kind of mainly shows the networking, and it's going to be one of the important assets of the company, because it's still right now they have really good networking around the world. They are really diversified. They're using the different cultures. Even for example, the vice president of the Asia and Australian region, it's an Italian manager, and the whole team is Italian. So it means that they can work. But again, when you want to create a new network, when you want to be more diversified, you need to understand the culture and the attitude of people, and internally and externally. Some people want to be new challenge. They want to go be kind of incremental. Some people doesn't like it. Some people want to get the point really small and small and small. So again, this part shows that for example, in terms of external focus, effective team working and networking and diversification, so they need to go and check again how they can improve this point for their own company. And now I'll pass it to my colleague.
All right, thank you, Amir. Hi, my name is Philip, and I will be talking about this slide for you in terms of sources of innovation. As you can see, we divided it in the present and the future column, and this relates to the position of Swarco right now, how they pursue this source of innovation. In the end, we will see whether, compared to the future, whether it will actually still be the same, or whether it will change, or maybe even a mixture of that. Alright, Swarco right now mainly uses their internal network in terms of sources. Since they have many subsidiaries all over the world, like my colleague already mentioned before, Mizar in Italy, which is the software department, or the traffic holding itself, which is based in Germany, and there are even other offices all around the world in Asia and in the United States. When we're looking at the exploitation part, exploitation is basically that they use the sources like I already said myself, so I really don't need to repeat myself on that one. They use a deliberate diversity. As Amir already mentioned, in the top of the company, on the executive management level, the top bosses consist of a variety of nationalities, which is Austrian, German, Dutch, and Norwegian. Let's see, if we look at the future tasks that Swarco could look at, we start with the fact that the industry and the market, the change that the driverless car will make, will have a significant impact on their strategy. And they need to think about that, since they are already the largest since they are already the largest, the market leader, they need to consider the several options that you can see on the screen. In terms of exploration, as I mentioned before, they manage in the present, they manage it by using all of their internal resources, mainly because it's already so wide and quite extensive. But in the future, they might look at other companies to help on, especially in terms of the driverless car. It's a Google product. In terms of, let's see, probe and learn strategy, and basically, since they are a blue ocean company, they need to work on. They need to figure out for themselves what their next steps are going to be in terms of strategy. In the beginning, they have to see what they can achieve from what they need to research what they already have done. They need to look back, and that's mainly because since they are already the market leader, they don't have any other competitors to look at, and therefore it might be a little bit more difficult for them to actually pursue this path in order to see, because no one can actually look into the future. For the strategy part, I will pass it on to Felix right now.
Thank you, Philip. My name is Felix Sikwe, and I'm here to enlighten you on Swarco's innovation strategy. As you can see in the present, they are blue ocean, in the sense that they are the first in the market. They are the largest in the traffic light industry. There's no other company compared to Swarco when it comes to traffic lighting. Everywhere in the world, there are over 60 countries of the world, and they are as well as you can see, they are market leaders in their own industry. Swarco, at the moment, have their own search center as part of their inner strategy, where they have the technological and system architecture, where they do innovation, technology marketing, everything there. They also acquire this MISA company in Italy that specialized in software. So every software Swarco uses, they have it inside them, like internal thing. They don't outsource. They are so secretive that everything they do it within themselves. Technologically, software, everything is done within themselves, inside the company. They specialize in mergers and acquisition. When Swarco knows that this particular company is useful to them, they just go there and acquire it. That's what they do, use as their own strategy. But in the future, it's going to change. It's definitely going to change, because in the future, there will be no traffic lights. When the driverless car comes in, there will be no traffic lights anywhere. Every traffic light will go off. So Swarco has to kind of innovate in another system where they will be relevant in the market. Because today, when the traffic light is off, they will lose the market share. Therefore, they have to do something that will radically change their own products. They're not going to leave the traffic light industry. They're still going to be in the industry, but do what will benefit them in the future when it comes into existence, the driverless car. Therefore, we suggested that they will kind of, in their own center, develop a pre-industrial prototype, because nobody, even a layman today, knows that in the nearest future there will be a driverless car. So definitely every company, like all you guys have said, they are preparing today for driverless car for the future. Therefore, SWACO needs to develop prototyping so that when the driverless car comes in, they will have their own impact in that industry. They're not going to lose. They're going to carry out field tests. Like in California today, they're carrying out driverless cars testing. They have to put in their own impact. Because when it comes to driverless car, when you get to an intersection, there should be a light that will tell them to stop. There should be something that will tell the cars to stop. You have right of the way, you have right of the way. It is the traffic lighting in another form that the SWACO has to develop that is going to be in place. They're going to undertake impact assessment. They're going to now extend that their secrets. They're going to open it. They're going to like open network. They're going to contact other companies in the future, because without them contacting other companies, they aren't going to be in the business. You know, so unlike before, where there is a static traffic light, they don't need to contact nobody. Just go to the factory, manufacturer, contact their inner resources, make a static traffic lighting. In this situation, when there is no traffic lighting, they need to contact other companies in the industry, in other industries, so that they can put their own impact in their vehicles, so that they can be relevant in the road safety industry when traffic light industry comes in. I will pass over to my colleague Gloria to go ahead and talk.
Okay, SWACO Innovation Network. At present, SWACO have a closed and connected network, meaning that all they do is in-house. And at the moment, they still work with government agencies. Like, for instance, all the traffic lights they have, most of them have been kind of sponsored by government. Like, for example, they have what they did in Manchester, it's part of how they work with government. For the future, we all believe that, we all know that the saying that says that no man is an island, and for almost every human activity is dependent on others. For SWACO to remain as a leader in this industry, they need to understand that innovation is no longer a solo art, but rather a multiple player game. Therefore, they have to embrace this type of innovation, like the open connected network. They need to be able to share and learn from others. No technology development consumption. That means they have to work with, it's about sharing and learning emerging technology, like what Google is about to bring out. So for them to be able to remain in the industry, they have to work closely with Google in order to achieve their aim at the end of the day. Committees of practice. SWACO need to work with all these car industries, Volvo, Toyota, Honda. Like my colleague said, in America, for instance, now, they are running this innovation in America. So when they work with this car industries, they'll be able to understand how to integrate their own software into the system. At the moment, they also need to work with the government agencies, because at the end of the day, no matter what innovation you bring into the system, you need the backing of the government. For instance, in California, for instance, they are lobbying the government. At the end of the day, if you bring a innovation into the system, you need the backing of the government or some companies to influence that innovation. So they need the government in order to be able to achieve that. Another thing is that they also have to integrate this driverless car technology into their own system. Because for instance now, for them to profit from internal sources, they must integrate this into their R&D. Thank you.
In our conclusion, as you can see, in the nearest future, what you see on the road today, traffic lighting is going to be off. Therefore, if there's no traffic light, SWACO is going to lose. And therefore, for them not to lose, they have to innovate. They have to create something. They have to go back to their drawing tables. They have to contact people. They have to make external networking. They have to get ideas. They have to send us technical scouts. They have to talk to Google. They have to talk to automobile industries. They have to make sure that they stay in business. How can they stay in business? They can stay in business only by innovating new ideas, bringing that new ideas into that driverless car. Today we see traffic lights everywhere, but when the time comes, definitely I know slow traffic on the street. The traffic light will then go into virtual. We don't say it, but it's there. So it is the responsibility of SWACO as a leading company in the traffic light industry to go back to their drawing table and make sure that when the traffic light comes in, they are still relevant in that industry, and also maintain their leadership in the traffic light industry. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, I've really only got one question. I mean, and it comes back to the innovation strategy slide, which is your slide 7. Now, what you were saying about this was really about the need to innovate or die, which is a valid point, but really what I'm after here is more about how they are going to innovate. And okay, the innovation strategy on the right-hand side doesn't seem to be particularly radical in its nature. I mean, develop pre-industrial prototype, carry out field trials, undertake impact assessment. This is standard stuff, isn't it?
It is standard stuff because at the end of the day, like you and I know, the driverless car is not yet here. Everybody just speculating. It's going to come. How is it going to look? What is it going to? What impact is it going to have on our day-to-day activity? Definitely, SWACO knows definitely that.
Yeah. The problem I have is that the stuff on the left-hand side of that slide actually looks more conducive to radical innovation than the stuff on the right-hand side of that. What's wrong with having a search centre? What's wrong with having a software factory?
They will still have it.
Okay, so what exactly is going to be different then?
Well, the thing is, the one thing I need to mention in terms of the innovation strategy and even the source of strategy of the SWACO, they don't necessarily need to reduce or change. They're going to add some other sources, you know. Like before, they don't really use, for example, the prototype. But now this time, they might, we thought that that's going to be helpful for the company to use these kind of theories. But again, they're not going to change everything. They're going to use these and those as well.
Right. I mean, forgive me, but that's a little bit different from the apocalyptic message I've been getting from elsewhere in the presentation, right? This is what you're saying is that they have got the core of a respectable innovation strategy already.
Yeah.
So the difference is to do with it comes on, I suppose, the slide that Gloria was delivering after yours. So that's where the main difference comes in. Okay, now I understand.
Because again, the one that I mentioned at the first, that kind of, they're right. They're still right. They're going to be right in the future as well.
Okay. Right. In view of the time, I'm going to stop it there.